Good afternoon, sir. My name is Anusha, Tribute Department A Session. My roll number is 234G180205. My topic is applications of GIS and compare the cost of GIS over AIS. Right, GIS means gas insulated substation. AIS means air insulated substation. A substation is a part of the electrical generation, transmission and distribution system. Substation transforms voltage from the high to low, or receiver or perform any other important function. Between the generating substations and consumers, electric power may flow through several substations at different voltage levels. Air insulated substations. The AIS used air as the primary dielectric for the face-to-face and face-to-ground insulator. Actually, most substations across all regions are AIS. For example, in rural areas where weather conditions, seismic occurrence and environment concept are not a issue, mostly AIS are being insulated. Indoor AIS version is only used in highly polluted areas and saline conditions as the air quality is comparison. Introduction to GIS. Gas insulated substation is a high voltage substation in which the major structures are contained in a sealed environment with sulfur hexafluoride gas as the insulated medium. GIS is now in widespread used in the dielectric power industry. Basic principle: the high voltage current carrying part of within a metal enclosing the held in a concentric configuration by cast exposed spacer insulated and Faraday's case. The space between the condenser and the enclosing is filling with polar hexafluoride gas and under moderate pressure. Limited of AIS. More space is required for outdoor substation when compared to indoor gas insulated substation. Due to poor dielectric systems, or air is required more amount of air for insulated, which lead to more space requirements. As AIS are exposed to outside environment, so AIS is very sensitive to pollution, salt, sand, large amount of snow, etc., and easily got affected deforestation of saline practice on insulator in case insulator factors. They are also easily affected by dielectric lighting, statistics, and other external environments such as heavy winds, rains, and cyclones. Regular maintenance of substations is required, but still reliability is less. Life of steel structure is reduced. The need of GIS. Non-availability of sufficient space. It is very much required to establish a substation at load center. Establishing a substation at load center is quite economic and profitable in the following ways: reducing the length of feeders, improvement of the quantity of voltage regulation due to short length feeders areas, ventilator challenging soil conditions, different climates and seismic conditions at site like high altitude and atmospheric pollution, special areas conditions. The footprint of 7 kV conventional substation, but the AIS allows a significant reduction in size. Properties of SF6 gas. SF6 is used in GIS at pressure from 400 to 600 kPa absolutely present in chosen so that the SF6 is not condensed into the liquid at the lowest temperature. The equipment experiments. Insulator properties 2.5 times more than the air. SF6 about 100 times better than the air for the interruption aids, non-toxic, colorless, heavier than air and chemically very stable man-made, lifetime very long 800 to 3200 years, almost water insoluble, non-flammable. Advantage: the main benefit of GLS or ALS is the F6 is dielectric constant 2.5 times higher than the air, which leads to a significant size reduction. The space requirements is roughly 10% to that the AIS. So in urban areas where land cost is high, GIS to more predictable. GIS technically is proper in discharge and artist areas because it can be enclosed in a buildings with environmental control, leading to less exposure to environment. The average installation time is reduced by approximately 30% with the GIS installation due to the fan smaller size, the less weight. GIS reduce less mission maintenance and are the also more reliable on the average. It required only visible spectral vary after 4 or more years. Drawbacks: excessive damage happens in case of internal faults. Diagnosis of internal faults are repeating taken very long time. SF6 gases pressure must be monitored to each compartment. Maintenance clearness is very important. Dust or moisturizing inside compartment causes the flashovers. Reduce in the pressure of the SF6 gas in the many modular result in the faults over the floods. Thank you, sir. My topic is over.